Hi guys, so I thought I would start today's video with no makeup on, just so that you guys don't get to see the finished result before it's actually happened, because normally I film my intros and outros like after I've put all my makeup on and stuff. I thought today, because I was testing a bunch of eBay makeup, it would be more fun for you guys to, you know, not see the finished result first. So I'm going to be doing a full face of eBay makeup today, and let's see how this goes. Just putting on my little headband to make sure my hair doesn't fall on my face. I don't have any normal headbands, they all have cat ears. I have a bunch of eBay brushes. I think I've mentioned most of these on my channel before. I've got the kind of classic set which comes with, you know, like a bunch of buffing brushes, and then it also came with these smaller little ones that you see here as well. And I think the set that I got with the buffing brushes was like £5 for 8 brushes or something, and they're really good. So I genuinely like love eBay brushes, and I used to use those all the time. I've then got the eyeshadow brushes that I tested in my video the other day, so if you didn't see that, I tested out a £2.50 set of eBay eyeshadow brushes. I've then got this kind of highlight and contour brush. I've got a dupe of the NARS Eater brush, which I've done or Eater brush, whatever it's called. I've done a whole video on this before, and this was like 99p. And then I've also got some dupes of the Real Techniques Bold Metals brushes as well. But out of all of my eBay brushes, I don't have any eyebrow brushes, so I'm going to have to use a Spectrum eyebrow brush, which is the one I normally use, which is the A14 brush. All of my brushes will be linked down below. So this is a bit of a trip down memory lane, because some of these products I've done reviews on like at the beginning of my channel. I think when I had about like 10 or 20,000 subscribers. I have reviewed this concealer palette before. I'm going to be taking the colour correctors from this and doing a bit of colour correcting. I've just stabbed my nail into this one. Story of my life. So my skin is pretty much back to normal now. It was going through a massive freak out like for the past few weeks. I think it was just stress, but I'm taking the green anyway to just cover up some areas of redness and like scars and stuff. And after this video, my skin is probably going to have another freak out because I'm not a fan of this concealer palette. In terms of this green colour for colour correcting, it's not actually that bad. And I'm going to be using the bright fluorescent pink one under my eyes just to try and counteract some of the darkness. Okay, so that sort of actually did help a bit. So for my foundation, it's probably eBay's most popular foundation. I'm going to be using Dermacol, and again, I've done like a whole video on this. I've actually done 2 different videos where I use this. One of them I covered up my tattoo, but I have a bit of an issue here. After the video, everyone was telling me that Dermacol is supposed to be more dry, and mine was really oily, so everyone was saying I think you've got a fake one, even though the lister, like the seller that I bought this from, said it was 100% genuine, and the like eBay seller was called like Dermacol UK or something. I think I got a fake one, so I then went and bought another one off of a different site, and they do look different. This one came in a white box, this one came in a black box, like the fake one came in a black box. Yeah, the difference with this one is it's more of like a shiny colour, and the writing is a lot darker than on the fake one, and oh my god, this is literally like leaking oil on me. So I'm going to put the one that I think is fake down. I mean, to be fair, I had amazing coverage and it worked really well, but it's just a bit more oily than the standard one. And I have tried this, the one that I think is real, and it does have really good coverage, but again, it is still a bit oily. Like, it's less oily than that one, but I still find that it doesn't particularly last well on my oily skin. But I'm going to be using it today anyway because it is massively popular on eBay. So I'm just squeezing a little bit out of this tube and putting tiny little blobs on my face, and then I'll see how we go. Like, you literally need the tiniest amount of this foundation because it's such good coverage. So I'm taking one of my eBay buffing brushes. This one is by a brand called Vivica Lee. I'm not sure if these still exist, but if they do, then I will link them down below. But they're pretty much the just classic eBay buffing brush sets. Like, can you see how amazing the coverage of this foundation is? I put the tiniest amount on my face. Brush is actually still a bit wet. I washed it before this video and it's a bit wet. There we go, there is Dermacol. It's very full coverage, and you can build it up to even like absolute full coverage. Like, you could put someone under your eyes, you wouldn't really need to use concealer or anything. But because I have quite oily skin and it is quite a thick and oily consistency, I'm going to leave it there and use concealer. So I'm going back to my trusty little £3 concealer palette, and I'm going to take the palest colour here, which is more of a yellow. I think that might be for colour correcting, but because I'm so pale, it's pretty much the only shade that I can use. So I'm just going to put some of this on under my eyes. And when I reviewed this concealer palette before, I really didn't like it that much just because it's quite an oily consistency and it creases quite badly on me. But if you have dry skin, you never know, you might like it. I just don't want to bash it in case there's anyone out there that really likes it. I feel like it would be quite good for like carving out your eyebrows maybe. For my powder brush, I'm using this fluffy dupe of the Real Techniques one. Okay, so when you type in powder on eBay, it comes up with a ton of these and it's by a brand called Technic, and this is the Soft Focus Powder. I know that you can get this in some stores. It's not like readily available in drugstores, but the brand Technic is like all over eBay. If you type in makeup, it comes up with so much of this. It's just a white loose powder, and I'm just gonna set my under eyes with this. Okay, so I've just set my under eyes for now. I'm just quickly going to do a bit of cream contouring using this concealer palette because that is originally why I bought it. Okay, so it blended out quite a lot. That's alright. I mean, it is pretty oily, but to be fair, that blended out pretty nice. So I'm now just going to powder my whole face. Oh, that was a lot. See, this is the issue that I have with this powder. It is a loose powder, and I know that loose powders can be messy, but this one is just like excessive. It just gets everywhere, like literally everywhere, like up your nose, in your mouth. I feel like, I mean obviously it's powder so it's going to mattify your face, but I just feel like it makes my face really dry. But again, if you love any of these products, then that is amazing. I'm so glad they work for you. Next, onto the contouring and blush and highlight and stuff. I'm using the palette that I did a full video on the other day, which is the Sunkissed Bronze Architects palette, which again is all over eBay, and I'm going to be taking this colour here to contour my cheeks, and I'm going to be using the dupe of my NARS Eater brush. In all honesty, I'm not really a fan of this brush on me because I feel like it just makes me look like my contour isn't that blended. Like, you know how people bake underneath their contour to make it like a really crisp line? I did that the other day in one of my videos and everyone was like, you need to blend your contour isn't blended, your contour is just a line, and I was like, I can't win here. But you know what, I feel like this brush is actually working with this powder better than the brush that I used the other day in the like dedicated video on this. But again, I do know that I'm not that great at contouring. And then taking the blush, and I don't tend to wear blush that often, but I'm just taking a little bit of this. Just on the apples of my cheeks. I feel like that blush is just very pink. So I'm just editing and have noticed that my contour actually looks horrendous on this side of my face. I'm not sure how I didn't notice that and didn't blend it more, but when I'm under bright lights, I just didn't notice, but I am aware. It looks horrendous, so what are you doing? I will not be using this contour product again because it is clearly too dark and orange for my face. Goodbye. Okay, so then for highlighter, I obviously have the highlight that comes in this palette, and I'm using my eBay Tapered Highlighter F35 brush, which I think I might have done a full video on this, or I've definitely included it in a video before. And I'm just going to put some of this on my cheeks. Yeah, literally with this brush, it's not really showing up. Hello? Anybody home? Like, it's literally not coming onto my face at all. So instead, for my highlighter, I'm using this Ub On a Roast eyeshadow in the shade 07, which is the kind of gold and white one. And this is technically an eyeshadow, but I bought this about a year ago again as a highlighter, and I'm gonna see how it works because I haven't worn this since I first tested it. Okay, so it does require quite a bit of layering. I don't know if that's just because the brush that I'm using isn't the best, but it is actually quite pretty. I feel like the issue is it's just not sticking very well. I feel like it might work better with a setting spray or something, or maybe a cream one underneath, which I could have done, but I didn't realise it was gonna turn out like this, but it does look nice on camera. Okay, so moving on to eyeshadow and my eyebrows. I don't know if you guys remember from ages ago, I did a video on this dupe of the Morphe 350 palette, which was $9.99 on eBay. I'm gonna use this one to fill in my brows and also for part of my eyeshadow, but I'm also gonna use the Lilac palette from the other day. I'm going to try and not do the exact same eyeshadow look because that might be a bit boring for you guys. And to fill in my brows, I'm using a combination of this shade and this shade. I'm not a fan of this eyebrow I've just created. I look a little bit messed up. But that is not the fault of the palette, that's just the fault of me. And then moving on to eyeshadow, and I'm going to use some of these colours from here. So I'm using this one first, and I'm using my eBay brush, which I have a whole video on these 4 brushes that I am using. Okay, and apparently this brush has still got quite a lot of yellow on it. I really do like this eyeshadow palette. I think I'm going to try and do something a bit more purpley. So I'm taking this colour here just to deepen up my crease a little bit. And I'm then going in with both of these purple shades here, and I'm going to put those all over my eyelid. Hey, that's working better than it did the other day. So I'm then blending it, and then I'm just taking one of these brushes to blend it out a little bit. You see, my issue with these eyeshadows is you put them on and they come out quite pigmented, but then as soon as you blend them, they just disappear. So I'm taking the darker purpley pink. So again, I'm just blending out to the edges. I'm just running that along my lower lash line. And then I'm taking the pinky purple and again, I'm just running that along my lower lash line. I think if you want to have a play around, then this one is fine, but this one definitely wins. Like, there are some gorgeous colours in here. So I'm then just taking some of this colour to put on my inner corners. I have a bunch of glitters here from eBay, and on the listing, it did mention that you could use them on your eyes, but I am not 100% sure if these are eye safe. So please, 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 if you're buying eBay off glitter, be careful with it, because there are some glitters that are too chunky to be used on your eyes and they shouldn't really be used there. So you just have to be careful. But I personally, I'm going to take this risk, but when I remove the glitter from my eyes, I do it very carefully and make sure that I don't get any in my eyes. So yeah, just wanted to point that out. If you're using glitter from eBay, use it at your own risk. Wait, I've just realised this look is really not going to go with the lip colour I've got. And I'm just using a bit of lash glue just on the very centre. Okay, in future, if you're just putting glitter on part of your eyelid, don't really recommend using lash glue because it kind of just sticks together in the clump. I used lash glue the other day to do a cut crease and that worked fine, but... So the mascara I'm using is, again, by the brand Technic, and this is the Sky High Lashes Mascara. I also got this on eBay. Actually, when I say it's not the greatest, it's okay. I've definitely had worse. Yeah, honestly, I've had mascaras that are a lot worse than this. This is not bad. I'm going to put on a pair of these Bow Cheryl eyelashes in the style H1. I have no idea how this is going to go because normally I wear eyeliner. I just poked myself in the eye with my tweezers. Honestly, how do people put lashes on without eyeliner? What is that black thing in my eye? Can the inner corners just please stick down for once in my life? I'll pay you. I've just ripped out an eyelash. Okay, so those lashes without eyeliner are pretty hard to get on, not gonna lie, but I just struggle with eyelashes anyway, so that's probably why. So then finally for the lips, I'm gonna use something that completely doesn't match because this is the only lip colour from eBay that I have. So this is the Me Now Generation 2 Long Lasting Lip Gloss. And I have mine in the shade 33, which is a dark sort of red colour, which is not gonna go with my pink eye makeup. I have used this before and I don't remember liking it very much, but I'm yet to try other colours. I think this cost 99p. I mean, for 99p, it's not bad really, is it? Definitely should have used lip liner. Okay, so I definitely didn't pick my colours very well. Okay, so this is a bit of a hot mess. I think like individually some of the products are good. The lipstick is very dry. It feels like really kind of thick and not the best, but it was only 99p, so that's okay. I've just made a bit of a mess of my face really. I'm just not really a fan of what I have created, so oops. Let's just put my hair behind my back because it's really bugging me. So that was me testing out eBay makeup. What do you guys think? I hope you guys have enjoyed this video and I hope you enjoyed eBay week last week. This video didn't really go as planned, but that's okay. Next video will be better. So I hope you guys somewhat enjoyed this video anyway, and hopefully you might find it a little bit helpful with some of the products that I reviewed. So yeah, if you didn't watch any of the videos from last week, then just check back on my channel. I have a bunch of different testing videos of some of these products more in depth. Oh, another thing, if you're taking exams right now, I really hope you're okay. You're gonna get through this. I'm sorry if I've distracted you with my video, but good luck if you are taking exams. Ow, 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 my lash is poking me in the eye. I need to go take this makeup off because my eyes are really irritated. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!